Hey guys, welcome back to day 6 of my vegan challenge week, and let's go ahead and jump straight into everything I had. This morning I'm keeping it super simple with just a baked sweet potato, and I did roast this in the oven for about an hour at 400 degrees. And this is already packed with a ton of flavor as is, so the only seasoning I like to add to this is a little bit of cayenne pepper. I just like the combination of spice with sweetness. I just think it tastes really good. And that was pretty much what I had for breakfast alongside a hot cup of coffee. It was just really comforting and delicious and really easy. Later on for lunch, I decided to try making a vegan grilled peach and bacon salad. I was originally inspired by a recipe that I saw on Aisha's Kitchen, and I thought it would be fun to try a vegan version of what she made. And the first thing I'm starting off with is by making my vegan bacon. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't my favorite version of vegan bacon. I don't think it's the recipe's fault, it just was personally my execution of it, but I will go ahead and link the specific recipe that I did use down below. And the first thing I'm doing is cutting up this rice paper into strips, pretty much the same size as a bacon strip. And once those are cut up, I'm taking 2 strips at a time and lightly brushing them with water. And what this is gonna do is allow the 2 strips to stick together. That way it creates a thicker bacon strip. The water kind of acts like a glue between the 2 rice papers. And then again, I'm adding a little bit of water on top of it to just help them stick together. This was one of my first mistakes. I think I added too much water to these because they didn't come out as crispy as I wanted them to, and I think this is one of the reasons, so just a quick tip, be a little light-handed on the water. And once I finished creating the strips, I'm moving on to creating the seasoning for the bacon, and I'm starting off with about a half a cup of olive oil. Next, I'm adding in some of this nutritional yeast seasoning, about a tablespoon. I'm also adding in a healthy pour of soy sauce, some garlic powder, as well as a teaspoon of this hickory liquid smoke. This is what's really gonna add that true bacon smoky flavor to these strips. I also added some maple syrup to the mix. Now this is another thing that I wish I would have calmed down a little bit on because I do think it contributed to the bacon coming out a little bit sticky, so definitely go light-handed on that as well. And then lastly, I'm adding some pepper as well as some paprika, and then I am mixing it all up so that we can start seasoning our bacon. Once everything was mixed together, I went ahead and started to lightly brush each strip with the sauce. And for this, I did use a very light hand. However, again, because of that maple syrup being in there, I think it was just a little bit thicker than I wanted it to be, and it made the bacon come out not only a little bit sticky, but also a little bit chewy, which wasn't the best, but hey, you live and you learn. Hopefully, I'll make these a little bit better the next time I try them. And I am flipping these over to make sure both sides are seasoned with the sauce. And I put these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes, and here is what they came out looking like. You can see the edges are really nice and crispy, and I do have to say, this did smell a lot like bacon. It's just the texture of it, like I said, was a little bit on the chewy side, which I wasn't a huge fan of. And on a happier note, I'm now moving on to my grilled peaches, which I was very, very happy with. And so now you can see that I'm just slicing them up. And then I also brushed a little bit of that seasoning on there, the same one that I used for the bacon, just to give a little bit of extra flavor and smokiness to the peaches. And then I'm also seasoning them with some pepper and then putting them out on the grill pan. That way they can get all grilled up and ready for the salad. And if any of you are curious, I did get this grill pan from Kohl's. I think it's like the Food Network brand, and I really, really like it. Okay, and so this is pretty much the desired look I'm going for with my peaches. I love little grill marks on the side. And next I'm moving on to slicing up some red cherry tomatoes. And then I'm also roughly chopping up some candied pecans. And I do mean rough. This was not an easy process. For the dressing, I'm adding some apple cider vinegar to a bowl. I'm also adding in some pepper, a little bit of Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon of brown sugar, and I'm just mixing all of that up together. And for the base of my salad, I went ahead and used kale. I like this because it's a really hearty green. And then I'm also adding in some of those red cherry tomatoes. Next, I'm adding in some chopped red onion. And then I'm going in with those grilled peaches, which look so beautiful. I love the grill marks in there and the contrast, and I just love how juicy these tasted in the salad. They also bring a lot of beautiful color too. Next, I'm topping it with those candied pecans, which adds some sweetness and crunch. And now I'm going in with my bacon pieces, which were nice. They did add some smokiness, a little bit of salt, but again, my only gripe with this was the texture. The fact that it was really chewy made it a little bit difficult to eat, but I did like the flavor of it combined with everything else. And now I'm just adding my dressing over the top. And here are the finished salads. We did pair it with just some ice cold water with lemon, and I really think they did come out really beautiful. I did love all the flavor and texture in these salads. Again, the bacon was a little bit of a fail, but I do really want to try this recipe again and maybe try a different vegan bacon recipe. If you guys have one that you really like, please let me know in a comment. I would love to try it out. For dinner, I gave myself a little bit of a break and just went ahead and ordered some takeout, and this is vegan sushi from a local restaurant near us. And I got 3 different types of rolls. I got an avocado roll, a sweet potato tempura roll, as well as a jalapa roll, which is like a house roll they have there. And I felt like every roll deserved its own close-up. So this is the sweet potato tempura roll. It was really crunchy and a little bit sweet. And then the avocado roll, which is pretty standard. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had that before. And then the jalapa roll was beet, cucumber, lime, cilantro, and jalapeno. It was really good, a little bit spicy, and yeah, this was so delicious. I honestly didn't even notice the fact that it wasn't regular sushi. It tasted that good. And that is it for day 6 of my vegan challenge week. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, and if you're new, definitely don't forget to subscribe. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for day 7. Bye.